Greetings and welcome to my brand new setup here in my home studio. We got Pete Venkman, we got a board, we got our nice table, and I'm happy to talk to you today about a pretty creepy book, and that book is Darkness on the Edge of Town by Brian Keene. Now, funny thing about this book is I actually finished reading it last year. I finished reading it on Halloween night, of all nights. And I was home alone, and a big storm hit, and the power went out. And I had this little reading light that I clipped on, and I couldn't watch TV or anything, so I'm like, I'm gonna finish this book. And I clipped on the light, and I finished reading this book. And that's prophetic because of what the book is about. So this is about a little town, I think it's in a basic Midwestern town, and one day the residents wake up and everything surrounding the town is surrounded by complete darkness. And the sky is dark, there's this wall of darkness surrounding the town, and you can't get any light, there's no stars, there's no moon, sun, nothing. And only the residents inside the town can go around inside the town and things like that and use flashlights and lighters and candles and things of that nature to see, but they're getting no light from any other source, and no one knows why. And when people try to investigate, they try to go beyond the limits of the town and go into this dark wall, they disappear. They die. Something inside the darkness pulls them in and absorbs them, and there's nowhere to go. And it was creepy to read the book on Halloween night with the power out, and there's darkness all around me, and I'm finishing up the last bit of this, and it just gets creepier and creepier as it goes. So as you can imagine, it's a basic survival story where the residents, at first, they're thinking, okay, this is some kind of chemical spill, this is some kind of natural phenomenon, the government's going to come bail us out, something's going to happen, and eventually they start to realize, no, they're on their own, they have no idea why this is happening, and they're stuck with this, and there's no saving grace coming to help them. So they start running low on food, they start running low on water, they run low on batteries and candle wax, and as you can imagine, as these stories tend to go, the more these creature comforts go away, the more the people start to lose their mind and start turning on each other, and things that aren't very pleasant start to happen. It follows this one main character. It's told in the first person point of view, and this one main character recounts everything that he's experiencing, so it's through his eyes that we see this unfold, and he's just basically a device to get us from the beginning of the phenomenon to the middle of it to the very end, where they more or less accept their fate and they're trying to find some kind of plan to get out of it. And as you can imagine, there's a very bleak outcome to that. I won't spoil anything, but it's not a pleasant situation. And again, read this thing, finished it on Halloween night last year, and the power went out, and it's just one of those moments when fiction and reality meshed just a little bit, and it created a pretty fun little creepy reading experience for me. But Darkness on the Edge of Town by Brian Keene. He is a very good horror author. I've read many of his books. Dark stuff, not for the weak stomach of us out there, so you got to be the kind of person that likes horror with a visceral bent to it in order to enjoy this. But if you're okay with that sort of thing, then this is definitely a book worth reading. So that is my look at Darkness on the Edge of the Town in my new setup here in my home studio. Got Pete Venkman, we got a board, we got a good book, and The Darkness of the Edge of Town. I highly recommend you check it out if you like a good creepy horror tale. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Until next time, have a good one. Okay, Vincent, what do you got for us? Hey, Vincent, what's the show going to be about? Hey, Vincent. What's the show going to be about? Knocking over Venkman? Eating the tablecloth? You just knocked over the Borg and Venkman.